Hello Cancers, this is Karen the Forest Empress, and I am here with your reading for the first 2 weeks of May, May 1st through 15th of 2017. I will be pulling 3 cards for each week from the Rider-Waite tarot deck, and then I will be pulling a fairy messages from oracle card and then a power animal oracle card at the end to tie everything together. First off, before I start your reading, I just want to say thank you for all the likes, shares, subscribes, and comments. I absolutely have loved reading the comments, getting to know everyone, and I just appreciate all the love that is coming my way, and I am sending it right back to you. If you are interested in learning more about me, I did put up an introductory video on my channel, which tells you a little bit more about myself and what I do aside from tarot cards. My job is actually as a writer, and I write books, and some of the books you might be interested in. So at the end of the reading, I'll show you one of them. If if it looks interesting to you, then you can definitely check out my introductory video to learn more. So let's get into your reading for the first 2 weeks of May. In the first week of May, the first card we have coming up is a beautiful major arcana. It is the Lovers. You've reached a decisive point in your relationship, and this doesn't have to be a love relationship. It could be a business relationship, but you've reached a point where maybe you guys are starting to really get each other, and there could be an important choice to be made. You could also be reaching a crossroads in that relationship. You could be having a dramatic change in attitude towards that relationship also. But this card is indicative of love, all the wonderful things that come along with love, like physical pleasure. You could be reconciling with an old lover, or an old lover could be coming back into your life in this first week of May. So be aware of that. Cancers are very romantic, so you could get swept off your feet. But just if it is someone from your past, then you might want to remember why they aren't there in the first place. But you could be open to this person coming back because maybe you've come to terms with that relationship and maybe you're ready to give it another try. And this would be actually, if you are gonna look into that, then this would be, you know, a card saying that it could go very well for you. This also, if you're in a relationship, it could just mean, you know, kind of a change in your attitude towards your current relationship and a reconciliation within your current relationship. Your relationship could get happier. You guys could be doing something fun together and rekindle that old flame. And just overall, this card is great for all relationships, whether they are in love or work in that first week of May. So you're doing really well with other people so far. And it just keeps getting better because the second card that we have coming in is the Knight of Cups. If you are looking for love, someone could be coming in this first week of May, and that also could be what this Lovers card is referring to. It could be a water sign or somebody who embodies a lot of water type energy. So it could be a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. And it doesn't have to be their sun sign. It could be their moon or rising also. But just, you know, someone who embodies this Knight of Cups, a very emotionally stable person. He could be your knight in shining armor, or if you're a man, the other way around. It could be your damsel in shining armor, I guess. But you get what I mean. This person, if it's not related to love for you personally, it could be a really good offer or an opportunity coming into you, and it could be of an emotional nature, but it doesn't have to be. If it is in regards to your career, it could be something that you have a strong emotional attachment to, and that opportunity is just kind of embodying, you know, what you're kind of seeing that it is something that you want in this opportunity, and so it could incite an emotional reaction in you. The third card that we have coming up for the first week of May is the Two of Pentacles in reverse. Be careful with your money. Don't go gambling, even though you're on cloud 9 with your beautiful relationships in this first week of May. Don't, you know, still kind of keep that financial shrewdness about yourself, because you don't want to get you know, too much in la la land where you lose sight of your financial responsibilities. And it can be hard because if you're being swept away by someone amazing, you might want to just give them everything, or, you know, want to pay for everything. But you have to also, you know, look out for yourself in some sense. That, I'm sorry, the door is opening behind me because my cat opens the door. Here he comes. So it's not a ghost, it's my cat. He's done this on a bunch of other readings already, so he really wants to be in here for the readings, I guess. So again, Don't go gambling in this first week of May. Second week of May is looking a little better if you want to go to the casino, but try to avoid it in the first week of May. Be aware of your own security, whether it's financial security within your relationship or your own personal security. Just be aware of it, because this card is letting us know that it's something that we do need to take notice of. In the second week of May, the first thing we have coming up, another beautiful major arcana, we have the Fool. And this is saying to us that, you know, someone unconventional could be coming into your life. It could be this lover. Maybe it's someone that you never thought you'd date someone like this, or you knew them before and you never thought of them that way. It could be that. There could be some other unconventionality about this person that is bringing in some kind of new opportunity. It can also mean that you're embarking on a new chapter in your life, and just to expect the unexpected, because the outcome of whatever this is looking really great and looking very fruitful for you. So just embrace that change in your life if one is coming. There's been a lot of kind of transformations going on with all the signs. So if you're feeling that transformative energy, then just kind of welcome it with open arms, because it is looking very good for you. And also, take a risk. If you have an opportunity to take a risk, it's looking good that it will pay off. So even if you seem a little timid about it, don't be. Cancers can be a little timid, which is crazy to me, because Cancers are such amazing, talented people, and they have such creativity, and they speak their minds, but they can also retreat into their shell sometimes if they, and people don't realize that they can hurt as deeply as they do. So try not to let that affect you. If you can, I know it's hard, but it's, you know, the outcome is very good if you just want to jump into taking a risk in the second week of May. The next card we have coming up is the Page of Cups in reverse. You could be receiving some news that you might not take so well emotionally. It could be in regards to love. Maybe you had rose-colored glasses on about this lover in the second week, and maybe you're kind of like, ooh, I'm seeing some red flags in the second week. And that's up to you if it's stuff that you are willing to overlook or not. So, but you know, you could be learning something new about a person that you have an emotional attachment to, or you could just be learning something new about your own emotional state in this time. And the best thing to do is just kind of process it, be aware of it. If you need to take some time for yourself to relax, take a bath, walk in nature, meditate, do whatever you need to do to pamper yourself. If you are receiving some news that you're like, ugh, I don't really like this, it's not going to matter in the long run, because what we have coming up as your third card in the second week of May is the Nine of Pentacles. But before I get into that, let me just say that if you are receiving news from a particular person in the second week of May, when the page is reversed, the person delivering the news might not be the most reliable source. So definitely check the source on this. It could be that whoever is delivering the news could be a little bit delusional, and it could be that they believe their own delusions. And so you need to use your very strong and very powerful intuition that Cancers have and are known for. You need to use that to see through it, because this person could be delivering news that you're like, oh, and then later you find out that maybe it wasn't as bad as you thought, or that the person maybe was lying or maybe exaggerating it, or just it could have been coming from not the most reliable source. Sorry, I have cats fighting next to me now. This is what happens when because it's the kitten who bursts into the room and then he wants to just stir everything up. He's like, this little kitten is like the Tower card, which luckily you don't have in these first 2 weeks. So let's get into the Nine of Pentacles for the second week of May. This is a beautiful card. This is you enjoying the comforts of life. This is prosperity. This is financial success. This is, you know, you also taking, you know, you were taking a look at your security in the first week of May, and you're actually finding out that you're looking pretty good. And it's a good thing in that first week that you kind of held back rather than just, you know, take all those like chances with money. It's actually better that you took a look at your own personal security and your finances, because it is looking good. You did the right thing in the first week. This is also a card that says that, you know, after all the hard work you've put in, you can start to relax because you are seeing the fruits of your labor, and you can see that this woman is pretty happy in her garden. You know, you might want to reward yourself for all your hard work. And if you've put a lot of emotion, like if you feel emotionally drained, especially, I would do something to reward yourself and to pamper yourself in the second week of May after all that you've been through, even though it actually does look pretty good. This also could be a card saying that maybe it's time to work in your garden. If you have access to a garden in your own home, or if you have access to a community garden, or if you just want to walk around outside and enjoy nature, this card is saying that you should be doing it and it will do you a lot of good. This card also could mean that, you know, a lot of people like to do the spring cleaning, and we're coming right into spring right now. So, you know, if you're cleaning out your house, or maybe you don't want to clean out your house, but maybe you do want a little bit of a change with your new chapter of your life, this is saying that you could rearrange all the furniture in your house, and you might like the way things look. You might like it better that way. And sometimes just little changes like that have a way of making a huge difference in your psyche. So it's something that you might want to look into, or anything that relates to that. If you need to just make a little change around the home, or you want to make your garden or your outside space a little more beautiful. This would be a good time to do it in that second week of May. Let's pull a fairy oracle card. The reason, and then we'll pick an animal oracle card. The reason why I am doing a fairy card and an animal oracle card has to do with my books that I have kind of been talking about. The fantasy series that I write takes place in an enchanted forest where kingdoms of magical beings and animals live together in harmony. And so that's why, in the magical beings, we're going to do the fairies. And then for the animals, we're picking an animal oracle card. So it kind of relates to my series that I'm hoping a lot of people will enjoy. And let's see what you have, Cancer. So another sign got this one too. This is love life. And you know, your reading, if I had to lean towards a part of your life that this reading was talking about, I could be wrong for you personally, but this does look like a love reading to me in the Rider-Waite Tarot. So it's interesting that this card would come up with the love life. It says the basis of your question involves your romantic life, which is now changing for the better. So a new chapter in your emotional state or your relationship. Also having the Lovers. This card definitely ties in to what we've been talking about with just all this emotional stuff that's going on. And it's all stuff that you are stronger than, and you're going to process through, and it is going to make you stronger emotionally in the long run. And just, you know, focus on what you need to be able to receive and give the most love that you can, and for your greatest and highest good. Let's see what animal is coming through for Cancer to give strength and insight into your first 2 weeks of May. And this is great. The hawk, focus. So focus in on what you do want and not what you don't want. And don't get into those negative thinking patterns. Be vigilant in what it is that you want for your immediate and distant future. Choose your priorities and eliminate all distractions. So if this lover is distracting you, maybe you need a little more space for yourself. Or if you're starting this new chapter, maybe you need to establish some independence as you go into that new chapter. But you know, the hawk likes to sit up in the trees and watch everything, and it can detect the smallest amount of movement, and it is so quick in its attack that the prey usually doesn't even know what hit them. So I would say to embody those traits in these first 2 weeks of May, because the outcome for you is looking great, and I think you're going to be very proud of yourself at the end of all of this with everything that you've accomplished physically, emotionally, mentally. It just looks really great for you. So thank you so much for all your likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. I read all the comments. I try to reply to them as much as I can. If not, just like them or heart them. I absolutely appreciate it. If you are interested in learning more about me, please watch that introductory video. If you want to see the cover of one of my books, this is book 1 of the Forest Spirit series. It is called The Falling. I write under the pen name T. Damon, and this book is available on Amazon, and the second book is actually out too, and the third book will be out this summer. So if it's something you're interested in, please check it out. In the meantime, I hope you have a wonderful first 2 weeks of May, although I can say with confidence that it does look pretty good for you, and I will see you for the end of May. Thanks, Cancer. Bye.